I get asked the question all the time, how do I keep momentum going? Because I had this experience where I got excited. I've been really trying to decide what I want to do, what my business is going to be, or I've decided I'm going to make this new change in my life about losing weight or something in my relationship. I'm going to go after this goal in my business. And then I'll go for a little while, or I'll go for even maybe a couple months, and then I lose momentum and I'm not excited anymore. I don't feel like I want to do it. So we are going to talk about what momentum is, and I'm going to share with you some ways that you can keep momentum so that you don't keep slowing down and having to start again. Slow down, have to start again. Momentum is a really powerful force because it basically means that there's a mass moving at a speed. Now, when we say mass, we think of something tangible, but it can be something that's not tangible. Physics and science has been proving how even energy has momentum. That's part of what quantum physics is. So let's talk about what momentum actually is. It's something that's already moving at a speed. In order to get something going, you have to make this effort to get it started. Imagine if you're going to push something that has wheels. You get it started, and it doesn't start going fast immediately. You get going, you start pushing, and pretty soon you can get faster and faster and faster and faster. Well, momentum is when you're already going fast. Momentum is something that you have to get going. So it takes this effort to get it going. And now once it's going, it takes a lot less effort to keep it going, which is why people ask this question, because they recognize the difference. They start doing something that they were excited about, some goal that they had, some achievement they're going after. And then as time goes on, they start to notice that they're lagging in excitement. So the momentum wanes little by little. It gets slower and slower, and pretty soon there's no momentum anymore. Well, there are three things that if you have these three things, you will have momentum. The first thing that you need to have is focus. If you have focus, that what happens is you're able to keep that momentum going. Now, there are two different ways you can look at focus. Focus can be something that you are thinking that is going to span a long period of time. So for example, let's say that you have a goal that you're trying to achieve by 3 months from now or by a year from now. Then, of course, every day you're going to do things and you've got this focus on this goal. So it doesn't matter what happens each day, you're going to make sure that you achieve this goal. It might be that you're going to lose weight. It might be that you are trying to achieve a goal to get a certain number of more customers in your business. It might be that you are going to work on getting to a certain point in a relationship that you're working on, making that relationship better. By 3 months from now, my relationship with my son that has been kind of rocky, we are going to make changes in that, and I'm going to make some changes, or I have a goal so that we are a little bit closer by then. And of course, so what you want to do is make sure you have finite goals. So that's one type of focus where it's long term, but another type of focus can be what's happening in the moment. So let's say you're trying to write a book. You have a goal to complete your book by a certain date, and that's your long-term goal. But you also, part of that long-term goal, you now have certain goals daily that are the action items that are going to get you to the end of that goal. So you might have allotted 2 hours or 3 hours a day toward this goal of writing your book. Well, those 3 hours, you need to be focused, not distracted, not answering texts, not answering emails, not going and doing your housework, not stopping and getting distracted by anything else, because that focus is going to keep you achieving that goal in the period of time that you have decided. So keep in mind there are two types of focus, the long term, the short term. The second thing that you need to have in order to keep that momentum is motivation. You've got to feel motivated to do it. Now, let me be clear. Motivation doesn't mean you're all excited to do it. Motivation means, you know what? I want that goal, so even when I don't feel like it, I'm going to do it. True character is someone who acts on the feeling of the moment when the feeling of the moment is gone. You know what that's like. You have something that inspires you. You hear a podcast, you go to church and you hear something, you learn some new thing about a relationship, you watch a YouTube video and you get all inspired and you feel motivated and you want to do this thing and you decide, I'm going to lose weight. This is the time that I'm actually going to do it. You feel excited to do it. You feel motivated. But then life happens. Or sometimes you get tired and you don't feel excited anymore. Or It's been several days and you've been working really hard and now you're tired of giving and you don't want to have to do the thing. Well, true character is when you do it anyway. Everybody has times where they feel like, I don't feel like doing it. I'm not in the mood. Forget it. It's going to be too hard. I'm not in the mood to do something hard right now. You do it anyway. But I have good news for you. You don't have to do it all. Just when you're feeling like you're having a hard time and you lose that motivation, all you have to do is just one little step. One. Before you go binge on Netflix, before you go do the things that you do because you're avoiding having to take action. You just do one small action. There's actually a woman, I think her tag name is the Fly Lady. She has tons of followers, and you want to know what she does? She teaches people 3 steps. And the first step is dress to your shoes. Get dressed all the way to your shoes for the day. The second thing she says is you need to clean your sink. And I don't mean just clean your sink a little bit and wipe it down. I mean clean your sink. Get it so clean and shiny and get all the gunky white stuff off around from the water getting around the faucet, everything. You get it so shiny clean that it is absolutely beautiful. Because what she's found is that if people will do those things, I can't remember what the third one is, but the second one is the one I was wanting to point out to you. Because if you'll clean your sink, it's hard to stop at the sink. The sink looks beautiful. Now it looks wonderful. You kind of got that momentum. And now people start cleaning up around the sink because they want the whole counter to be clean. And she knows this. She has a huge number of followers. She makes tens of thousands of dollars every month because people want to be reminded of this. People want to hear that this is what they need to do. Just take one step and it helps keep your motivation alive. The third thing is consistency. If you have focus, motivation, and consistency, you will maintain momentum. So consistency. I don't care if it's something that you need to do once a week. I don't care if it's something that you need to do every hour. I don't care if it's something that you need to do every day. Whatever it is that your goal is that you've set, the thing that you need to achieve it, because you're going to work backwards and decide the steps in between so that you can achieve that goal. However often you need that to happen, you make it happen. But what a lot of people do is they know that they need to take steps. So they make these big plans. Let's say I am going to get 10% more customers in the next 3 months. They make this plan and then they work backwards and decide, okay, if I'm going to do that in 3 months, what has to be happening by the end of the second month, or what has to be happening by the end of the 11th week. And they work backwards, they figure out their business plan. And then what happens is they feel like they have to do so much every single day and it feels overwhelming. If someone's trying to lose weight and every single meal they think, okay, I did a good job for 11 meals but now you know what? I deserve a treat because I've been working so hard. Just do something small so that by the 11th meal, you're not going, oh, I'm so tired of this. I can't do it. Do something small. And as you get stronger at that thing and you find that you can keep the momentum at that with those little things, then start going a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And it's okay if your small things go for a month or 3 months. Keep doing them. The consistency is extremely important. John Maxwell, who is a phenomenal author and speaker, he has written so many business books, and I've read several of them. He says momentum solves 80% of your problems. Think about that for just a second. 80% of those things would go away just because you have momentum. Don't you think it's worth the effort that it takes, the little tiny step to just get it going? And then don't let it stop. Because every time you stop, now you have to make that effort to start all over again. That is the difference between people who are successful and people who are not. And I don't care if you're talking about relationships or business or mindset or personal life, doesn't matter. The people who are successful are the ones who create momentum and then don't let it stop. So if we're going to get momentum, how do we get momentum? I'm going to give you a few steps that will show you what to do. We talked about one already. Take one small step. Don't pick something so big that it's overwhelming and you can't keep it up. One small step. The second thing is work by time, not by project. Let me explain what I mean by that. A lot of people will start a project. Let's say that you're working on writing your book. You're working on chapter 5 and you have 3 hours today. You are working on that book you are writing the chapter and you're almost done. You're so close. You feel like you're close to the end, but your 3 hours is up. Most people will continue writing until they finish the chapter because they're so close. But I'm telling you what's going to happen is if you do that, you will stop the momentum because you won't want to keep it up. You'll know in your mind knows she's not really going to stop in 3 hours. He's not really going to stop that exercise after this X amount of time, after an hour, because he's going to feel like, well, I got to do one more rep. What you've got to do is you stop when you said you were going to stop, because that allows you to have the free time, the extra time in your life that you need. So the next time is time to do the exercise or the run or be patient in a conversation, in a relationship, or work on changing a mindset that you struggle with. You're going to feel like it's going to take all day. I don't have the time. It's too much work. That's what you're going to feel like. So stop when you said you were going to stop. If you say, I'm going to work on that thing for a half hour every day, or at least 5 times a day, I'm going to try to notice when I am exhibiting this certain mindset that is unhealthy. 5 times a day, that's all. Then when you've hit 5, don't keep thinking, oh, I got to overachieve. I got to keep doing it. I'm going to try to notice because I think I do it 20 times a day. Don't do that. Just, okay, I got my 5. I got my 5 and I'm going to work on it again tomorrow. That's what you do. The third thing is plan non-work time. Now, this isn't going to work if you don't stop when you say you're going to stop. If you go by project, you work by project. Oh, I'm not going to stop until the project is done. I'm folding the laundry and I'm not stopping until the project is done. Then you'll get into that mindset that doesn't work. That starts to feel like I can't do this. Like this is too much. It's not worth it. It's too much effort. I don't have time. I just want to sit and relax and watch TV. That's what happens. So plan non-work time, because then the time that you do have for it will be awesome for you. The fourth thing is make yourself accountable. Get an accountability partner, write it down somewhere, do something that you know will work for you. And make it fun. If it's something that it's got to be fun for you or you know you're not going to do it, then make it fun. Get creative and find ways that you can make yourself accountable and stop making excuses. The fifth thing is organize yourself. If you need to have a schedule so that you can say, okay, at 2:00 every single day, I'm going to do this, or every Friday afternoon, that's my time to work on my book. Every morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., I'm going to work on my marketing for my business so that I can grow in the ways that I want to grow. Whatever it is that you're looking at, make sure you organize yourself, whether that's with a schedule, whether you need a whiteboard that reminds you of certain things, whether you need to hang up notes for yourself, whatever it is, make sure if it's that you need to clean your office and get it all organized and figured out so that you don't have to climb over stuff when you're trying to get things done in your office, whatever it is. If it's that you're trying to figure out a better schedule for your family, for your kids, for family time, for time with your spouse, whatever it is, the things that you are needing, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, I want you to get it organized. And the sixth thing is figure out some self-motivations. And what I mean by that is I want you to figure out things that motivate you. It might be little treats. For example, if you're trying to lose weight, it might be that every pound you lose, you get to take 15 more minutes for yourself that day, or a half hour for yourself. If it's that you did what you said you were going to do at work and you accomplished, if it's that you did what you said you were going to do at work and you made progress and took action in the goal that you're trying to achieve, you get to leave work 15 minutes early, or maybe you get a special treat on the way home. Whatever it is, figure out something that is exciting for you, that's fun for you, that will keep that motivation going so that it's something you can look forward to. You guys, momentum is not a strategy. A strategy is a plan, a method. That's what tells you what action steps you are going to take. But once you start those things, getting the momentum is what makes all the difference. And science is actually showing that if you do it for 30 days in a row, you start to have a habit that you don't have to think about. It becomes so much easier. So what that means is that your momentum becomes a lot more automatic and you don't have to think about it every day. You guys, 30 days. You got this. You can totally do it. Pick something, start doing the little actions, and see where it takes you. All right, you got this.